Hey dude, CI here. So man, do I have something to tell you about. You remember a couple of years ago, 2-3 years ago, when I came on and I said, "Oh hell, I went to see 21 Pilots and it was unbelievable." Well, I have a somewhat similar experience to tell you about now, because I just went to go see Frank Turner, and it was friggin' unbelievable! But it was unbelievable in a different way. They're two of the best concerts I've ever seen in my life, legitimately. But they were so different. 21 Pilots, well, for starters, it's a pop show, so, it's got that 21 Pilots sound, but it was a spectacle. It had lights, and it had special effects, and it had gimmicks and all this stuff, and it was all wonderful, and I was just looking at it like, oh my god. And then Frank Turner was very different because he's, sort of that weird mix of folk and punk rock. And he didn't do all the special effects and the weird things. But the main thing about it, the main thing that just pushed it over the top from great show into one of the best I've ever seen is just the passion, just the intensity, the commitment. It was just it was an emotional show. He was emotional, the crowd was emotional, and when you're in the middle of that, and it's hot and you're sweaty and everyone around you is just 100% committed to what is happening in that room, you get caught up in it. You can't help it. You can feel the energy. And that's what happened to me at the show. Frank Turner is just so incredibly earnest, He is so passionate about music and about love and about being kind and about making the world a better place. Maybe he makes it better through music. Maybe he makes it better through his political statements. Maybe he makes it better just by showing us that there's a better way. But not only was he doing it up there on the stage with 100% commitment, but everyone in the crowd was just focused, laser focused on that. And it was like going to church. It was like going to church. And I just got so caught up in it. And I'm not a naturally emotional guy, but legitimately, there were times in the show when I was there and I almost felt myself on the verge of tears. And it wasn't always because of the song that he was playing. It was sometimes just from the feeling, the emotions around me, looking at the other people in the crowd and watching them just enraptured. I said it was like church, but I'm not talking about regular church, just your average Sunday morning church. I'm talking about like a tent revival, with someone up there, some preacher up there who's so charismatic and so convincing that you feel the Holy Spirit. Well, that's what it was like at this Frank Turner show, man. This guy up there is so charismatic and so intense and so committed, and the message he's giving is so strong, and everyone in the crowd is just 100% there with him. It was incredible. And I remember thinking to myself, man, if I had seen that show when I was a teenager, that would have changed my life. I'm not sure exactly how it would have changed my life, but I'm pretty sure it would have. So yeah, a couple of years ago, 21 Pilots, one of the best shows I've ever seen. And now, here, Frank Turner, one of the best shows I've ever seen. But they were incredible in two very, very different ways. So, I guess the message to you is, go see these two bands. That's the first message. And the second message is, God bless music, man. When music can do that to you, well, then it's a good thing. It's a good thing. All right, guys. That's it for me. I'll see you next week.